Okay, hello everyone. I'm just going to talk you through the religious studies at GCSE as an option. I'm going to go through why study religious studies and what you would have if you took the course. So things you should consider, and we'd say this about all of these subjects: what would you learn? What would your lesson be like? How will you be assessed? And what will it lead on to? So I'm going to try and cover those things. I'm not going to take too long because these are supposed to be short clips. So the units we're going to be studying, so this leads on to things that you've been doing already in beliefs and values lessons, and you need to know that over the past 10 years, 15 years at this school, this has always been a compulsory GCSE, but we've decided not to make it compulsory as a GCSE anymore because they have extended the units and put a lot more content in, which made it a bit difficult for some people. In 3 lessons a week we'd absolutely find it fine. In 1 lesson a week it was too difficult. So what you would be looking at, we'd study 2 religions, and the religions we'd study are Christianity and Buddhism. So half the course is the study of Christian beliefs and Buddhist beliefs and practices, and then the other half of the course is themes. All the issues that you really like to talk about and debate, they all come up in this course, so that they're the themes. So religion and life, religion and the family, peace and conflict, and crime and punishment. And this slide just shows you the bits from the from the textbook, which shows you the key units. So these are the study of religion. So you can see you've got the beliefs of teachings of Buddhism. So we do a big chunk about the Buddhist wheel of life, the Four Noble Truths, things that you would have already covered in school at some point, and how Buddhists worship, and then a whole load of things about Christianity, the nature of God, and their beliefs about the nature of God, and then what happens in a church and church worship. So there's my picture of the wheel of life. A big chunk of the Buddhist unit is about learning about that big picture, because everything that you need to know about Buddhism is contained in the Buddhist wheel of life. So that's that part of it. And then when you get on to the chunky bit that students tend to really enjoy is the ethical issues. So we talk about the issues surrounding these things: relationships and families, peace and conflict, religion and life, crime and punishment. Within all of these, you are asked to explain what you think, what the debate is, and also what Buddhists or Christians think. So, for example, you've got things about teach about marriage. You can see under relationships and families about human sexuality. So you get to debate about homosexuality and the rights and the wrongs of that issue. Peace and conflict, so war, should we ever go to war? Religion and life, is there a reason for life to exist? And that's the whole debate between God and religion. Crime and punishment, so should we bring back the death penalty? Those sorts of things. So there's a lot in there that are always in the news. So they're the big issues. So here we've got some of the key things that you'd cover. Existence of God. So I know some of you would say, well, there's no way I could believe in God. We get into that debate. We get into that discussion about whether God exists or whether he doesn't. Is there an answer? Is there a meaning to life? So that the existence of evil, can we justify, if God's a loving God, can there be evil? And answer those key questions that come up with the existence of evil. How do we overcome evil? What do we do about it? All of those things. The debate, as I just mentioned, between science and religion, and you can see there that whole debate that's characterized by that cartoon Darwin versus God. Can science and religion agree? So you know that some people would say that the universe was created in 7 days 5,000 years ago versus the Big Bang millions of years ago, but the conversation is most people don't understand the Big Bang, so it's a statement of faith anyway. So all those questions that you consider: animal rights, questions about animal rights, and the environment. So you get questions about the environment and how we deal with the environment. And that's just a snip of some of the things that we look at. Prejudice comes into it as well. How do we argue about that? And the whole thing about this unit and this course is about how you present your argument of all of those things. So as you're going through the course, you would pick that up. So what would a typical lesson be like in religious studies? Well, there'd be debate. The whole point is it's a conversation about what you believe and how you justify your point of belief. you'd be able to analyse people's points of view, you'd develop your questioning skills, and you'd be gathering evidence to support your views. Here's a screenshot of the YouTube channel that I've got attached to this course, and you can see on the left all the videos that we would use, because a lot of what we do in religious studies is right there on YouTube. They are moral issues that are there all the time for people to debate, and also the religious views and the religious take on this. So how are you assessed in this course? Because for some people, choosing the course is based on this. So this is what one unit would be tested like. So you'd have an hour and 45 minutes to do one of your exams, an hour and 45 to do the other, and this is an example of one unit. So you typically, we say 1 mark per minute. So you see captured here, you'd have a very simple question, multiple choice, and then you'd have a 2 mark questions, give 2 simple reason, a 4 mark question where you give 2 contrasting beliefs, and a lot of what we do is say some people think this, other people think that. And then a 5 mark question, which is the same as the 4 mark, but in this one you bring in a bit of religion. And then the 12 mark question at the end. I'm sorry, that's nipped off the bottom, but that's your extended answer, and that's what gives you the skills that will prepare you for the next step. So doing a lot of A-level courses, these are the skills you'd need. Being able to make a debate, say some people think, other people think, give some evidence, support your own opinion, and reach a justified conclusion. And those are skills that you take onto A-level and to university about dealing with any sort of issue. So that's why I would say this is a valuable course. So you would develop all these key skills, your understanding of religions and non-religious beliefs. You get to know about these teachings and how they apply. And you get assessed in the way that we just said. So you get these question 1 and 2, the way I've just said, going through, being able to say some very simple things, explain 2 different views, and that could be religion or a theme, and then be able to justify your points of view. And as I said before, the big thing is 12 mark questions. So if you're not great at writing, if you don't like writing, it's probably not the course for you, but it will develop your skills of analysis. It will certainly develop a lot of new words that you will be able to use. Your literacy skills really do improve, and you'll be able to use that to take you on to the next step and study that in further detail. So what would we learn? We'd learn about 2 different religions, Christianity and Buddhism. We'd learn about 4 different themes. The lessons tend to be a lot about debate and about having a look at YouTube videos and deciding what you think about a certain issue. And then we'd assess quite regularly with very short starter lessons using a past question so that you pick up those key skills. Okay, so I hope that was enough, it's interesting enough. The people that will be teaching this course are either me or Mrs. Kane, maybe Mr. Ahmed or Mr. Bruce. Okay, so they're the people to talk to about this subject, and I hope that was informative. Thank you.